Alright, guys, we are going to be talking about something pretty massive, pretty important, in my opinion. Now, this is a new statement against Turtle Mitch, big deal here, from the office of the 45th President of the United States, Donald John Trump. This is going to be massive. It's huge. Okay, so let's actually read it. As you can see, it's dated February 16th, statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of America. I'm going to read it verbatim, and we'll see what happens. The Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political leaders such as Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies, together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality, has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader, and it will only get worse. The Democrats and Chuck Schumer play McConnell like a fiddle. They've never had it so good, and they want to keep it that way. We know our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Last. In 2020, I received the most votes of any sitting president in U.S. history, almost 75 million. Every incumbent House Republican won for the first time in decades. We flipped 15 seats, almost costing Nancy Pelosi her job. Republicans won majorities in at least 59 of the 98 partisan legislative chambers, and the Democrats failed to flip a single legislative chamber from red to blue. And in Mitch's Senate, over the last two cycles, I've single-handedly saved about 12 Senate seats, more than 8 in the 2020 cycle alone. And then came the Georgia disaster, where we could have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched the Democratic offer of $2,000 stimulus checks with just $600. How does that work? It became the Democrats' principal advertisement, and a big winner for them it was. McConnell then put it upon himself, one of the most unpopular politicians in the United States, into the advertisements. Many Republicans in Georgia then just voted Democrat or didn't vote because of their anguish at their inept governor, Brian Kemp, and Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, and the Republican Party for not doing its job on election integrity during the 2020 presidential race. It was a complete election disaster in Georgia and certain other swing states. McConnell did nothing and will never do what needed to be done in order to secure a fair and just electoral system in the future. He doesn't have what it takes. He never did and never will. My only regret is that McConnell begged for my strong support and endorsement before the great people of Kentucky in the 2020 election, and I gave it to him. He went from 1 point down to 20 points and won. How quickly he forgets. Without my endorsement, McConnell would have lost and lost badly. Now, his numbers are lower than ever before. He is destroying the Republican side of the Senate, and in so doing so is seriously hurting our country. Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holding. He does not know on he does nothing on this tremendous economic and military threat. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack, and if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again, and he will never do what is needed to be done, or what is right for our country. When necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again in our policy of America First. We want brilliant, strong, thoughtful, and compassionate leadership. Prior to the pandemic, we produced the greatest economy and jobs number in the history of our country, and likewise, our economic recovery after COVID was the best in the world. We cut taxes and regulations, rebuilt our military, took care of our vets, became energy independent, built the wall, and stopped massive flow of illegals into our country, and so much more. And now, illegals are pouring in. Pipelines are being stopped, taxes will go up, and we will no longer be energy independent. This is a big moment for our country. We cannot let it pass by using third-rate leaders to dictate our future. So that was that. That took me about 4 minutes to read. Guys, that was the Trump statement. Pretty freaking crazy. And you know what? I gotta tell you. This is really big. I'm gonna break it down really nice and simple. Okay, hold on. I'm going to have political in the background because they have pictures. Okay, so this is a big deal. Insofar as the challenge and the balance of McConnell being in power versus Donald Trump having the influence in the Senate is a really big deal. And it's very interesting to have as a spectacle going on. I personally think that for no apparent reason, Mitch McConnell has backstabbed Donald Trump. Now, the real reason, if anything, would necessarily be that Donald Trump is anti-establishment, anti-swamp. McConnell is everything but the swamp, so-called, right? No, actually, of course not. That is to say that nobody ever thought he was not the swamp, but he's only been able to leg it this far because Donald Trump has kept him alive. And Donald Trump has officially cut ties. He has burned the bridge. It is gone. And Mitch provoked him, okay? Mitch voted to acquit, but he added the caveat that Trump was guilty. Like, what the fuck does that mean? It's retarded. And the fact is that Mitch McConnell is an optical, and he's very unpopular. And for Donald Trump to attack Mitch McConnell is the right thing. And I think it's a very intelligent thing. And I'll say that insofar as we are talking about politics, this is the correct move to do. Donald Trump is more popular than McConnell. McConnell isn't going to get anything done other than obstruct Joe Biden at this point, and Donald Trump is being smart in attacking him, and I'm surprised he had the balls. Well, I'm not surprised he had the balls, but I'm saying, like, I'm surprised that he actually did it. I never saw it coming. I think it's really surprising that he's openly antagonizing Mitch McConnell, and don't get me wrong, he definitely deserves it, and I do think it's going to be worth it. And in fact, if anything is true, it is that Mitch McConnell deserves to be ousted out of power. Now, this is interesting because the wedge between the two politicians has never, or Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell has never been that obvious, and I think that this is going to be an interesting foil and an interesting battle. Now, in terms of the advantages of this, is that I think the glaring difference between the establishment and the America First MAGA people is even bigger. And I honestly think that at this point, we are way better off with siding with Trump than with Mitch McConnell, of course. And Mitch McConnell on his own will not be able to win back the majorities in 2022 unless he coalesces the Trump coalition. Then obviously with the president himself going against McConnell, then what the fuck is he going to do other than be cunked, fight Trump and lose, or resign? Either way, he's going to lose. Mitch McConnell thought that Donald Trump wouldn't have disavowed him, and he thought that Donald Trump would have faded into the obscurity, but that's not the case, and he deserves to be kicked in the face with it because Donald Trump has the power. He has the king-making capabilities that nobody else in history has had, at least in a while, and it's pretty amazing to watch, as well as I do honestly think that without the influence of the Lindsey Grahams and the Mitch McConnells, Donald Trump will be able to have better rhetoric, as well as being more, I'd say, more right-wing, more of an ideologue. And, it's going to be more awesome that way. And honestly, him campaigning against Mitch's bitches is going to be awesome. Who's going to actually defend Mitch McConnell's nominees if you think about it? If the leader in the opposition of Donald Trump's MAGA primary challengers is going to be Mitch McConnell, and, you have somebody running for Senate in Ohio, and it's between a Trump Republican or a Rhino, and the Rhino says, oh, my leader's Mitch McConnell, do you honestly think the Rhino's going to win? So in that case, yes, McConnell being anti-Trump and Trump being anti-McConnell is perfect. And people may say, well, splitting the party right now is not a good idea. No, this is the perfect time. This is hot off the press. This is right after Trump has been president for the first term. Trump's at his strongest, I think, right now. Only with time will he become more irrelevant, I suppose, or will die or something. So we might as well make the distinction clear right now. And he's smart and did 4D chess insofar as he waited until McConnell played his hand in terms of the impeachment. McConnell basically more or less stayed neutral in the entire thing. He didn't, at least publicly, on Politico I read, he didn't tell people to not vote for Donald Trump to be acquitted or convicted, but what he did do is do nothing at all, and that's deafening silence. And I think personally that Donald Trump took offense to it and knew what the hell he was thinking. And what McConnell was hoping is not necessarily that they would convict Donald Trump, but that the impeachment would damage Trump enough, to the point where Trump would be neutered, because McConnell obviously doesn't like Trump, Sass doesn't like Trump, Romney doesn't like Trump, and these people just want him to fade away and die off. And that's not going to happen. And for Donald Trump, while he's still kicking over here, to really throw the gauntlet down at McConnell is an excellent move, and drawing the contrast is only going to help us. And we have a bigger hold on the party than McConnell or any of those motherfuckers could even hope to have. In which case, I do think we're in a better position now than where we were yesterday. Trump has been acquitted. He's free to do whatever he wants now. He can run for president again. I doubt that'll happen, but it could still happen. And even if it won't, he will leverage it to his advantage, and people will have to call his bluff then. And, we have a 60 to 70% control over the party right now. We are strangling the House GOP into our command with Kevin McCarthy. We are completely just going against McConnell, and we're going to crush McConnell, I hope. And by that, we're going to be leading the opposition very strongly. And honestly, thank God. I'm really thankful that Donald Trump did summon the courage to attack McConnell. And honestly, I think Jared Kushner had nothing to do with this. This seems like a very good idea. And I guess his advisors couldn't stop Trump from being based here, because he clearly did something that most of the neocons in his cabinet wouldn't have let him do. So this is absolutely epic. I rate this move 8 out of 10. Almost no downsides from this, other than maybe not really, unless you're like a shell for the other side. There's no reason why you wouldn't want Trump to attack McConnell unless you're a retard who thinks that Trump being friends with McConnell would help the Senate Republicans. I don't think it would. McConnell fucked us in Georgia. McConnell fucked us on election integrity when they stole the election. They fortified the election a couple months ago. I'm not going to forget who really won the election in 2020. I will not forget what these Republicans did to stop the steal. And honestly, I'm very disappointed in McConnell, of course, but honestly, it is good to see him get smacked around, because it is just fucking delightful. Fuck McConnell and the establishment. They deserve nothing. No empathy, no sympathy, no rapprochement. It is Trump season. It is America first. It is not any of the swamp. It is not any of this Biden crap. Of course, nobody's buying that. No Nimrata. No Harriet Tubman. This is going to be only America first. So anyways, guys, what do you think about this? Rate out of 10 what you think this move was out of 10 in terms of political efficiency. This was really intelligent. I really like it a lot. And honestly, I don't know, man. This is hot fire. Hot fire. Really made my day just to see what the hell happened here. All right. So thank you guys for watching. And comment down below whatever you want. Like, comment, do whatever you want. I'm in a good mood. This is a good mood I'm in for the movement. The movement's looking good right now. Thanks. Bye.